Hey YouTubers, more Robb Moffett. Guys, a couple weeks ago I talked about purchasing this radio. I was reading the ad in the Amazon where they were selling it, and it made me laugh because they said I could use it when taking a travel or in my chicken or when I was doing square dancing. So I needed another radio because my old Sony, the switch or the channel selector and so on was shot, and I was surprising. Sony usually is a pretty good radio, but I needed another radio, and this was about $24. I've seen them on eBay cheaper, like $16 or $17. They seemed to vary in price, and I'm happy. I'm very happy. There are some things I don't like about it, and a lot of things I do. Let's start from the very beginning. It has this cool little slot that this plastic card fits in. This card can be used to open up the little battery compartment, which shows the maybe if I do it right. This is a rechargeable 1000 milliamp. You can get these. They're like for phones. They're rather inexpensive. But the cool thing about this is it sits this way. So if you're on a boat or someplace traveling, if it's up like this, it's going to fall over eventually. This is a really cool way to have the radio. So just from the very beginning, from the get-go, I like that little gadget there. Now, the functions of the radio, it has your AM, FM, and shortwave. The AM doesn't work that good. It works good, but it's not nothing super. The FM, it works good. The stations that come in, the sound quality is rather high on this, considering how inexpensive it is. I was rather happy. The shortwave, I've not used shortwave in this apartment, so I can't compare it to anything. It's not fair. But it was difficult to really find anything on the shortwave band. Also, because I was used to picking up the weather radio on the FM, or excuse me, the AM band, I couldn't pick it up on this radio, so I was disappointed because I would have loved to have the weather NOAA station. Now, that sounds like I'm not happy with the radio. Actually, like I said, the FM with the stations that come in clear, the sound quality is very good, and it's nice to have the buttons to punch in the actual station instead of switching with the dial. Now, the cool feature about this is it has a recording function. It can record off of the microphone that's built into the radio. You can also plug here where you have a line in. I tried it with this small lavalier microphone and was able to record, but it would also record your radio stations that are being played. If you wanted to copy something that was being played on the radio or on the shortwave, it's a bit tricky. Let's say you didn't want to record radio, you want to record your voice off this speaker. It's difficult to record because when you press record, usually something is on. Your radio is on, or your shortwave or your MP3s you're playing. So I found I have to record just a couple seconds of that, then stop it, and then press record again to get to the function where it will record off the microphone. So it was a little bit tricky. I can see the battery's going dead. The battery doesn't seem to last too long. I've only charged it up twice, and I think it lasted for 5 or 6 hours, so I have to charge it up again longer. I think I wasn't charging it long. I may have had the radio on while it was being charged and it was not being charged. I think you have to make sure your power switch is off when you're charging, and I may have thought I was charging and I wasn't. The MP3, you just put in your little micro card. I'm still, even though everyone is now in the cloud and Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and everything, I'm still amazed you can put several thousand songs on something that's 1/2 the size of a postage stamp. It's because I grew up with albums and so I'm not going to play the radio, because then it's going to have the songs, and they're going to say, "Oh, you have to demonetize your channel because you're playing somebody else's music." Some of these buttons, when I try to delete, you pause it and you press delete, and it says, "Do you really want to delete it?" And then you say yes. This middle button here is not only the pause button and the start button, it's also yes. When you press mode and you want to scroll through the different functions, you don't use the volume key up and down, you use the left or right buttons. We'll go over the buttons real quick. You've got the power button, the mode button that switches into your, like if you wanted to go into your MP3s, which I'm already in, then there's,
if you could put
this is an FM station. It's on public radio.
Would be helpful for me.
Playing school board.
One of the questions I get out when I'm
You
out.
press again, you get the
People
FM
say,
station.
"What about,
You press
why are
again,
we
you get the shortwave, and you can press here and go one channel at a time, or you can press it and hold it, and it'll start to scroll through on its own. That's one of the keys to using this. When you use the buttons, you don't want to press and hold it for any length of time. You just want to barely press it and let it go, because if you hold it longer than half of a millisecond, it thinks you're holding it for a longer time and it won't function. You have 3 ways to function the keys. Quick press, hold it down for longer than 1.2 seconds, and then hold it for a very long time, like continuous hold. So there's 3 ways. Almost all your functions you're just going to press and let go quickly. I found that was a problem I was having. I was holding the buttons down longer than I should. The radio, I'm loving it. The fact that I can copy and put thousands of songs on a micro card. The only difficulty is when you do have so many songs, you well, let's go here. Let's go to the mode. Now it's playing one. If you press actually, that was for the setup. We wanted the other one. Now, you get different ways of playing your songs on your MP3s. If you hold the pause button, nope, that's not what we wanted. Get back to the MP3s. See, you've got, now we switched into where there's a root function where you're not seeing single songs and artists, you're seeing 4 at a time, and so you can scroll through them that way, and it's an easier way to see. When you put these in, they're automatically going to be alphabetized, and when you press on one, it's going to give you the number so you can write it down. So I'm pretty happy with the radio. I was surprised at the recording functions that it had. I was a little disappointed I couldn't pick up NOAA, and not too much with the shortwave. The navigating with the buttons, it's a little bit tricky. Sometimes it'll get locked into playing a song and I'm not able to do anything, and I have to actually take out the microcard and turn it off and start over. It's like your computer when it's not working, you turn it off and start it again. It's not as intuitive as you would think, but it's actually, for the price, I paid $24, which was a little bit higher than most people. I think in the past they were a little cheaper, and I think you can maybe get them on eBay a little cheaper. I'll leave a link to the Amazon where you can go and see the reviews other people left for it. So it's pretty good. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this with my square dancing or in my chicken, but I may use it when I take a travel. So I hope this review of the Retekess V115 is something that is useful for you. And you check out my channel. I put new stuff on every week. Got a bunch of cool people I feature on my channel, no relation to me. You want to check them out. And like I said, I have stuff on all sorts of things in different playlists. You never know what you're going to have on my channel. All right, guys, take care. Hope this is something useful for you. And take care. See you out there.